Hello and welcome to episode 63 of the Footy with Fletch podcast. In this episode, I'm joined by Western Bulldogs superstar Adam Treloar. Adam has played 254 AFL games and kicked 154 goals. He claimed he's maiden All-Australian in 2024. Hello, Adam. Thanks for joining me on the podcast today. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, mate. It's pleasure to be on. And I'm doing really well. Yeah, doing really good.
And first things first, you obviously started your career at the GWS Giants. What was it like to get drafted to the Giants?
It was certainly a dream come true. Obviously, years and years of hard work to get to that position was, yeah, I remember it like yesterday when I got called up by the boss at the Giants at the time. Gubby Allen told me that I was, yeah, going to be a GWS Giants player. It was, yeah, a dream come true. Super grateful for my time that I spent up there, and I felt like a lot of life lessons I learnt early on was because of my time up at GWS. So, yeah, it was a dream come true.
And in 2012, you were nominated for the Rising Star Award. You played against the Pies in that game, had 39 disposals. What was it like to be nominated for the Rising Star Award?
It seems like so long ago. That was 13 years ago now. Yeah, I guess at the time it was pretty cool. I mean, I think we had seven or eight nominees that year, and Jeremy Cameron almost won it, who was probably the closest one to winning it within our team that year. But yeah, it was cool. It was nice to get nominated. I mean, as a youngster, you always want to showcase your stuff, and I think the Rising Star nominations really solidified that in you. So it was nice to have been nominated.
And then in 2015, you requested a trade from the Giants to Collingwood. For those who don't know, what was the reasoning behind wanting to join the Pies?
Yeah, obviously that was 10 years ago now as well. Well, the reason was I wanted to be close to my family. That was just plain and simple. I'm a Melbourne boy. I'm a big homebody who loves his family and friends. And being a Melbourne boy, I'd lived in Sydney since I was 17 when I got drafted. I was 22, about to turn 23 at the time. So, yeah, I just wanted to come home, be close to my family. It was a great opportunity for me, and Collingwood was there to go to, so I was super pumped.
And you signed a 6-year contract with the Pies. What was it like to also reunite with Nathan Buckley, who coached you back in under 16s?
Yeah, it was another exciting chapter in my life. It was something that I'd clearly jumped at. He was, a huge reason why I went to the Pies, and the love and support we gave each other over the time there was, again, something that I cherish. It was really cool to have been coached by Bucks when I was 16 to then be coached by him in the AFL system. That was a really cool, full circle moment for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time under him, and as I said, was a big reason why I went to the Pies from the Giants.
And you also won the Anzac Day medal in 2018, gathering 34 disposals and kicking 2 goals. What was it like to win that award?
Oh yeah, it's obviously a special one. It doesn't go beyond anyone at the footy club how, well, obviously when I was there at the time, how special and important those games are, and being a Collingwood player and Essendon players feel the same. Knowing that we're so blessed and lucky to actually play on Anzac Day. So, whenever I got the opportunity to play on those games, I just wanted to thoroughly enjoy every moment, soak everything in, soak the atmosphere in, and to then obviously win an Anzac medal, it's pretty special. There's, as I said, you're only one of, I think there's been 19 or 20 games so far. So, yeah, it's just something that I'll proudly look back on for many, many years.
And what was it like to play in blockbuster games with the Pies against Essendon, Carlton, Queen's Birthday, as well as it was when you were at the Pies?
Yeah, very special, very, very special. They're part of the reasons why you go to the big footy clubs, and it was definitely a drawing card for me. And those rivalries, if you want to call it, were yeah, exciting games to be a part of. I think the Collingwood Essendon games, Collingwood Carlton games, I can't imagine the crowd would have been any smaller than 60 to 70,000, and it obviously will always be like that going forward. So. They were really special games to be part of. The Queen's Birthday game, that's another, huge day on the footy calendar. It's probably almost as big as the Anzac Day game now. With the build up towards it and the amazing stuff Neil Danaher has done for the Fight MND cause, those games as well, have special to be a part of as well. So I thoroughly enjoyed them.
And in 2018, obviously, you played in the grand final with the Pies. How heartbreaking was it for you to lose that grand final?
Oh, devastating. Yeah, it was something that was such a special group. We'd had our challenges in 16 and 17, and yeah, I really felt like the way we were able to adapt over that season, especially early on when we'd lost some early games, and there wasn't much expectation for us to, I guess, make the grand final first and foremost, and then go and have an opportunity to win it. So it was a very special year, but obviously look back on it, it always feels, I guess, unfulfilled in a way because we weren't ultimately able to beat the Eagles on the day. And full credit to them, they were an unbelievable team all season and thoroughly deserved that.
And then you were obviously traded from Collingwood to the Western Bulldogs in 2020. There was speculation in the media that you were pushed out the door by Collingwood. What was sort of, I guess, what happened with Collingwood and how did you sort of see it all play out?
It seems so long ago. Kind of, it's hard to really, I don't know, understand or think about it really. And um, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of worked out for the best. I mean, I I'm obviously at a great footy club that I love playing for, and Collingwood obviously ultimately went and won the flag a few years later. So I think at the end of the day, you just got to understand these things happen, and I certainly do, and I understand that footy is a business, and you got to look after yourself and look after the footy club. And it was whilst it was devastating that I had to leave the Pies at the time because I loved my time there and was clearly, clearly vocal about not wanting to leave. Again, as I said, I understand it's a business, and you got to do what's best for you, and teams do that as well. And yeah, obviously they've gone on to have success, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time at the Bulldogs and continue to enjoy it. We played off in a granny in 2021, and I still think we're capable of achieving really, really big things. And I love being a part of the footy club.
And how supportive was your manager during that time where you were traded from Collingwood to the Western Bulldogs?
Oh, he was incredible. Timmy Hazel, he was a huge sounding board for me, someone who I lent on so much throughout that time. As I said, there was some huge challenges that we were confronted with, and yeah, I wouldn't have been in the position I am in today if it wasn't for Timmy and the support and love that he gave not only me but Kim and obviously Georgie at the time was she was less than a year old. So yeah, huge for me.
And you've touched on family a little bit earlier. How important is Kimmy and Georgie to you and how do you think that's influenced you as the footballer that you are to have their support?
Oh, their support means the world. I mean, as you get older, everything you do as an individual, as a human being, is for your family and for your friends, and that's exactly why I do what I do. And they're the reasons why you stay motivated and you stay hungry to do what you want to do. And obviously, footy is my caper, but whatever it is in life you're striving to achieve, they're the loved ones that you want to be able to, um, you know. I guess, motivate and be proud to have them along the journey. And I'm certainly one of those. I love the fact that Kim's in my corner and Georgie gets to see me play footy, and she was able to see Kim play netball for a very long time at the highest period. And um, yeah, it's just their support is something that I'll never take for granted.
And in 2024, last year, you played your 250th game against the Melbourne Demons. What did you make of that game, and what was it like to play 250 games of AFL footy?
Yeah, obviously a very, very special moment. The proudest moment of my career so far is running Georgie out for my 250th. It was the 200th, now the 250th, and yeah, super proud that I was able to do that. I'm a boy who had I'm a boy who had a wild dream when he was young to, want to make it as an AFL player, and I'm from Dandenong. I'm proud Dandenong boy and someone who worked his backside off to want to have success, and to just get drafted was a huge tick for me, and a lifelong dream and goal to then, now have played 250 games and still be in the system, and hopefully there's a few more years to come. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to ever imagine that. So the 250 was an enormous milestone, tick for me, my family. The day itself, or the week itself, was a great celebration, and love I felt from my family and friends, and even just the footy community was just, yeah, extremely grateful for it. I look back on that fondly, and I will, for the rest of my life. I will always cherish being able to run Georgie through that banner for my 250th, and then ultimately win the game and have the night that we had. It was a very, very special moment.
And you also kicked two goals in that game as well. One goal there was a celebration with the love heart like celebration towards Georgie, Kim, and then Josh Dunkley, who's obviously your best mate. What was it like to have them in the crowd as well, and to experience that moment with them?
Yeah, no, it was unreal. Had them, and had my mum and my siblings, my stepdad, had friends, mentors in my life, all in that section. So it was quite ironic, but all things happen for a reason, and I feel like I was meant to take that mark there and kick that goal there, so I could celebrate because they're right there. So yeah, just grateful and blessed I was able to do that, and knowing full well in my mind if I were to kick the goal, I was going to celebrate to them with a love heart. So another memory I look back on very proud about.
And there was another goal last year that was fantastic. It was against Richmond in round nine. It was a goal from the boundary. Was
Mhm.
there ever, when you were lining up for that goal, were you having a shot on goal, or was it sort of just kick the footy in hope sort of thing?
No, I was kicked the footy in hope, well and truly. If you go back and watch it, Chile, our big ruckman Tim English, he hits the ball down to me, and I only have really a split second to just put it on my boot and kick it, and that's what I did. And there was a bit of a breeze that was kind of favouring a left to right, and yeah, I hung it out to the left a little bit for the breeze to take it in, and mate, it just went in, and as you can tell by the shock on my face, yeah, couldn't believe it. So I certainly didn't mean it, but I'll claim it.
And you had 41 disposals in that game as well, the season best game for you last year. What did you make of that performance as a whole individually?
Um, I mean, I'm always someone who I like to think that when I'm playing my best footy, it's helping us win. So from that point of view, I look at it as a very successful game. Obviously, we were able to win the game by quite a significant amount, and we played some great footy. But that's always how I view games, especially my own individually. So, yeah, I guess the game as a whole was a pretty big success.
And last year as well, you had 30 plus disposals in 15 games out of a possible 23. What was it like to be able to perform so well in so many games last season?
As I kind of just answered previously, I don't really think about it, in that regard. I mean, I think about it as long as if I'm playing well and I'm individually doing what I'm doing, but it's leading to us winning games of footy, then I look at it and feel happy, basically. But there was many games where individually I might have had a statistical good game, but it didn't really, it didn't really impact the results of the game. So yeah, it's hard to give you an answer on that because yeah, I want to obviously perform and make sure I'm playing to my the best of my ability and my strengths, but I just want to make sure it translates to us winning games of footy. So yeah, happy I was able to do it at a high level for a fair chunk of last season, but I wish we were around a little bit longer. I wish we won that elimination final against Hawthorn, and but they're learnings that we take into this year. And if I can individually play well again and help us win and push us further up the ladder and give us a great shot at it, then I'll be a lot more happier.
You were an All-Australian for the first time last season as well. What did that mean to you and to your family as well?
Yeah, no, obviously very special, very, very special moment for the family. It's something that, when you're young, you probably aspire to want to achieve those things, and I certainly did when I was a kid. Especially when I first got drafted, they're things that you would love to achieve. I felt like, you know, after probably, well, I'd certainly when I got to the Bulldogs, I never thought I'd ever be in line for an All Australian. I felt like I'd kind of run my race, so it was never really in the forefront of my mind. So to then come out last year and just even be considered in the frame was really, really cool. And then, getting picked was a very special moment. I feel like I'll appreciate it a lot more when I'm done and look back on it and think that I was able to do it in year 14, which is pretty special. But I still have many things I want to achieve, and that elusive grand final win is the number one. I'd trade everything in for that. So hopefully I can talk about a premiership as well as an All Australian.
And how much does it drive you to want to win a premiership? You've mentioned it's the ultimate prize in footy. How motivating is that for you and the Western Bulldogs?
Yeah, it's obviously the number one um, goal, I guess, I want to achieve, and obviously what we want to achieve as a team. We know that, there's such small windows and they're very, very hard to win, and we want to give ourselves great opportunities. And I feel like we do that. We just probably don't do it as consistent as we would have liked in the last few years. So they're really good learnings for us, and it brings that extra motivation and a bit of that extra edge and want to not let each other down and come out and yeah, give ourselves a great opportunity. So for me individually, mate, it's the whole reason why I'm still playing. I mean, I'd be lying to myself if I wasn't playing for any other reason. It's just yeah, it's the reason why I go into the footy club, and the reason why I stay really optimistic and super excited for the season to get started and excited about watching the boys go about it. And hopefully, as I said, we can just play good enough footy for a long period of time, and come the pointy end of the season, really give ourselves a chance, because ultimately you want to be playing your best footy at the end. And I felt like, we kind of ran into a brick wall last year in Hawthorn in that final. So hopefully we're peaking come the end of the year, and yeah, can walk away a premiership winner.
You recently were ruled out of action for at least 2 months after a number of calf setbacks. Talk to me about those injuries and how hard they've been to deal with.
Yeah, the setbacks is a good point. I wouldn't necessarily call them injuries. I feel like they've just more been setbacks, and I think the conditioning side is probably where it's really important for me. So, from an injury point of view, it hasn't been, overly hard. It's not like I'm in pain or anything. It's just frustrating not being able to get some continuity in my training. So, I feel like I'm in a good window right now of body's feeling really good. I've been training last week and a bit, so super excited about set myself a challenge and really getting back early, and hopefully when I do, I can just feel good and perform at a high level, which is all I want to do. And I understand that the season is a long season. I've been around long enough to know that you don't throw your eggs into one basket in terms of, you know, caring about round one or round two. You just want to feel healthy. You want to make sure when you're out there, you can contribute and not feel hindered. So, myself and the medical team are going to give myself a great, the best opportunity to get out there and really perform at a high level.
And what does training look like for you for the rest of pre-season dealing with those setbacks?
Oh, I think it's just building my conditioning side. So probably doing a little bit more training than what the other boys are doing, considering they've done most of the pre-season. But yeah, just basically trying to get as much conditioning into my body to really set myself up for the rigors of, week to week playing AFL. So that's probably largely what it would look like.
And when can we expect to see you back out on the field playing footy?
Oh, I can't really give you a time frame, but I'd like to think super early on the season. I mean, I'll be pushing for it. So, as I said, and as the club said, we take it just basically off how I'm feeling and how the conditioning training's going. And as long as I'm feeling good, that's the most important thing.
And there have been some other injuries at the Western Bulldogs over pre-season. How hard is that to sort of been to see your teammates get injured and to see a number of key players go down?
Yeah, obviously very frustrating. I mean, Liam Jones is one who's a very good player and very important for us. Jason Johannesson hurt himself as well. But yeah, I think the beauty of footy teams and certainly our footy club is it's kind of that next man up mentality, and it gives great opportunity for others to really step up and take the reins of what those players that have been injured would typically do for our side. So, albeit super disappointing for the boys that have been injured, but it's exciting for the guys, to really showcase their stuff when they get the opportunity. And like footy clubs do, you throw your arms around each other and you love and care for each other. And, you look forward to, those little milestones when the boys do get back from injury.
And you're coached by Luke Beveridge at the Western Bulldogs. What are some of the parts of his coaching that you really enjoy?
I just love that. Firstly, I love him as a people's person. I feel like he really cares for his players, and he supports them in any way on and off the field, which is something that I've always been drawn to, and he's done that from day dot with me. So I love that. From a footy point of view, I just love how he's always, open and willing to change things, and it doesn't, he's not afraid to really step on toes and really do what's best for the footy club. And I think that takes great courage, but really, really good leadership, and he does that a lot. So, I applaud that. I respect that. I love playing under that because and I know, and the team knows that all he wants is what's best for the footy team, and he'll do anything he can in his control to help that. So, they're the little things I love about him.
And obviously, earlier in the week, Marcus Bontempelli was named as captain again for the upcoming season. What's it like to be captained by Marcus and to call him your teammate?
Yeah, he's a superstar. I mean, you get lost for words when you talk about Bonty. He probably gets sick of hearing the boys talk about how good he is, but yeah, he's just a superstar of the game, mate. He's a superstar person. I think that's the best thing about him is he's such a caring human being, and he loves everyone equally and supports everyone equally. It doesn't matter who you are. So, um, yeah, very privileged and lucky to play with the Bont.
And what's the feeling like around the club ahead of the upcoming season?
Yeah, super excited. We're very optimistic about what we can achieve. We've got some good preseason games coming up, and the boys have been putting into practice what we want to work on, and using our strengths and really honing in on things that we can improve on as well. So it's been a really good preseason. Really looking forward to seeing how some of our younger guys blossom as well. Guys like Riley Sanders, who I think's primed for a really, really big year, and just super excited about seeing how these guys go. And I feel like if we play our best footy, which we did in certain parts last year, we were a very hard team to beat. We've just got to do that, consistently high enough.
And you've also got a special friendship with Riley Sanders. How did that come about?
Yeah, no, he's a good boy, Riley. He's got a heart of gold, and he's a very, very good footballer as well. And I just took a huge drawing to that, and I love the way that he goes about it. He's a ultimate professional, and he does everything he can to go out there and perform at a high level. And he's going to have a long, illustrious career, in my opinion. And I can't wait to be there supporting him whilst playing with him, and then ultimately when I'm done, being able to there support him. So it was just something that, as I just said, I've seen him from afar, be very similar in my way, and I just, it was a big drawing card for me to become really good mates with him and support him as much as I can.
And you're out of contract at the end of this season. How are the contract negotiations sort of going for you and your management team?
I think it's just at the moment just worrying about my body, really. It's the season hasn't even started yet, and I understand that I'm one of the older boys as well. So priorities is for me to get going and um, get my body up and about, make sure I'm feeling good. So no doubt we'll get something locked in the near future, and when we do, I'll look forward to it. I love playing for the footy club.
And as a footballer and a professional athlete, you obviously have to deal with the media and speculation, etc. How hard is that to sometimes deal with as a footballer?
I think you just learn on the go, really understand what's important and what's not important, and I think that comes with maturity. So the older guys tend to, you know, not listen to what people have to say or what the media necessarily has to say. But you've got to learn that over time, and I feel like, we do pretty well as footy clubs in, helping support our young guys come through and understand the mental health side. And a lot of that is, based off media pressure and scrutiny and the attention you might cop. So, albeit there's times that are super hard when things aren't going well, but I feel like there's things in place where guys find ways to manage and not overly stress about what's been said about them.
And as in a previous interview with Josh Gablich, you said, and I quote, I remember times when I was well and truly ready to finish. Reflecting on that, what was that period of time in your life like for you, Adam?
I think it was just, I just felt, I don't know, it's a hard one because I don't feel like that. So it's hard to think about, um, how I was thinking at the time. I feel like, if anything, I probably just felt vulnerable more than anything, and sometimes it's hard to open up and talk about your feelings and how you're feeling and the challenges of day-to-day life. And from then, from when I felt like that, I feel like I really dove into the mental health side of things and really sought out some help and advice. And yeah, thank God I didn't end it early because that would have been a shame. But yeah, there's learnings you go throughout life, not just footy, but throughout life, and you're going to have adversity, you're going to have challenges. You might hit rock bottom, whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, you've got to understand that the more that you can accept that and find ways to improve, the better chance you'll come out of that. And I certainly feel like I did that.
And you've been open as well with your battle with anxiety for a long period of time. You were stressed week in, week out. What has it sort of been like to deal with anxiety as a professional athlete?
Let me tell you, it doesn't go away. You always deal with anxiety. I think everyone does, but Um, I just try and find, I continue to try and find, and I have found ways to, I guess, help you out when you're going through those emotions. And you're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days, but you've just got to understand that that's just life, basically, and that's the ebbs and flows of being a human being and understanding there are things in life that are going to give you anxiety, but it's about being able to manage that. And that was probably the biggest thing for me. I just found it really hard to manage and would wear the weight of the world on my shoulders, and it'd be hard to just let go. So, um, I still struggle a little bit with things, and I have my ways where I get out of those mindsets where I'm really battling my anxiety, but it's going to be something that, not only myself, but anyone who has anxiety lives with for the rest of their life. So understand that, but find ways to manage it.
It's a really great message and outlook that you have. You're also best friends with Josh Dunkley. You were at the grand final last year in the crowd. What was it like to see him win his second premiership?
Yeah, a super proud moment for me to witness that, and I see the ups and downs that he goes through individually. We talk, practically daily, and always want to be there to support him. So super proud of him. It's the reason why obviously he wanted to give himself a good opportunity to not only, different lifestyle, but give himself a good opportunity to win a flag again. And yeah, he was super stiff to miss it in his first year there when they lost to the Pies, but to then win it last year and win it in the way that they did, yeah, no one more deserving than Joshy. He's a great man, and as I said, I'm super proud of him and everything that he achieves.
And you also host your own podcast with Josh Dunkley. It's the Ads and Dunks show. How did that idea sort of come about for you and for Josh?
I was just saying that we floated early on. We felt like we bounced off each other really well, and we have great opinions and great debates in life about things. And we got suggested by a manager and a couple of people who thought it'd be a good idea. So we jumped at it, and we love doing it. Let me tell you that we love being able to talk footy and talk our lives, and continue to grow our platform, and looking to do some exciting things this year with YouTube channel and whatnot. So yeah, I love doing the potty with Josh. I feel like it's a good way to keep, although we would always keep in contact, but like to stay really involved in each other's lives and help support each other throughout our footy journey and our journey through life.
And is there something that not many people in the footy world know about you, Adam?
Um, no, not really. I think other than the quirky things like, being able to do a Rubik's Cube or learning an instrument, like stuff like that, but not really.
You mentioned learning an instrument. What instrument have you sort of tried to learn and play?
I'm trying to learn the keyboard slash piano, so I've actually just booked some lessons. So yeah, that's something I'm excited about doing.
Hopefully, we'll maybe see a video of you playing one day. Who knows?
Maybe, but I reckon for now I'll keep that super secret because I don't want to get that out because that'd be embarrassing.
Well, good luck with that, and thank you so much for your time today, Adam. All the best of luck with the remainder of pre-season and the upcoming season, and all the best of luck to the Western Bulldogs as well.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.